Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, one of the questions that you might have, especially a lot of you that don't fish a lot, is how is these tournaments, how is tournament fishing different than the fishing you and I would do? And it is different. These top anglers come here. This is their life. This is all they do. They eat, think, drink, smoke, whatever, fishing. Fishing is everything to them every day of their life. And so they become very, very good at it. But when they're in a tournament, I don't think it's so much the experience of fishing as it is the experience of competition and winning. The fish just happen to be the tools that they use to accomplish this. So when they're out there fishing, the speed in what they do is just amazing. Here's an example. One of the fishermen that won one of the days of the recent tournament, he came in and I went down to congratulate him, and he was getting his stuff in his boat. It was just after coming in to check in for the end of the day. And I looked, and on each side of his boat, there were like 10 rods and reels on each side. And each one of them was rigged with a drop shot bait. Each one. So apparently that's what he was using. But here's what I want you to realize. Every second that they're out there counts. In this particular tournament, if the fish hits the side of the boat when you bring it in, or hits the floor of the boat, or anything like that, there's a penalty. And what is the penalty? After that fish is released, they got to sit down and wait for 2 minutes. They can't fish. And this is torture to a tournament fisherman. They can lose the whole thing because of those 2 minutes. So they have all these rods set up. If they get a snag or something breaks off, or they don't take the time to tie on something else, they got another rod right there ready. They pick it up and they're casting again. And this is a whole different thing. The other thing is they have so many aids in their boat. AIDS is the word I just said, like the graphs and the scopes and everything, and it all costs thousands of dollars. But they have so much going for them. They know how to maintain and keep their boat in the current in such a way and such a speed. Now, let's go back to you and me, or a family coming here to sample the St. Lawrence River and going out fishing. They can't do any of this. They can't expect to have the same return as what these tournament fishermen have of going out and catching all these gigantic bass. They may be able to do that. They may get lucky, or they may just land up in an area where there's a whole bunch of fish congregated, and they'll do great too. But I think that the expectation has to be different. And sometimes I think people are disappointed because they go out and they don't have near the results these fishermen do. But fishing has a lot of different rewards. And again, I think the real hope for us is that people can discover the vast, magnificent multitude of water opportunities that exist in the St. Lawrence River. Yes, we've got an unbelievable population of fish, but we also have something different. And one of the tournament directors said this, something different than any place else in the country. We have the St. Lawrence River. You can't make that. That is something that, if you want to use the term God-given, that's what we have. And so I just want you to remember that tournament fishing is a whole different thing than people going out to enjoy a day of maybe catching some fish, of seeing the fish jump up in the air. Tournament fishermen don't want to see that fish jump up in the air. It gives the fish a chance to get away, and they lose money. But for us, to see that fish come out and the sun go off its scales and sparkle and shake its head and come down again, we know we're in this great battle that we might or might not win. But hopefully, in the end, it doesn't matter. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.